Hello, welcome to the class. We're going to do quite a bit of standing today and get our legs nice and strong. You'll need a couple of blocks and a belt and a chair, maybe a wall. So first of all we're going to just lie down as we normally do with our feet on the mat and closing your eyes, taking your senses inwards and just focusing how our body communicates with us, and our bodies communicate with us quite quietly and in whispers. Okay, so just focusing, taking your senses inwards away from anything external. Just gently closing your eyes. We're going to do some active listening. So you can probably maybe hear your breath a little bit. That might be all. But usually our brain starts to talk to us, doesn't it? So if there's any agitation, it creates a kind of internal white noise, and it'd be hard to feel much else. But the calmer we become, the more we're able to feel. And so we're going to try and train ourselves to listen more actively. So just dive into yourself, letting everything else recede. Gently undoing your muscles, easing your body into a calmer state before starting any postures. Try to maintain that quietness, because we all have that silence within us. We just have to find it. So when we start to move, try not to break the spell so keeping the softness when you start to move around and maintain the quietness. And you can slowly build up as you go to the difficulty when you start the postures. And then towards the end of the practice, finding out if you can hear your body whispering to you in the stronger postures. Just taking another 4 quiet, good breaths. And then we're going to lie down in a lying Tadasana. So just getting into the posture as you do when you're standing. Lying down on the mat, bringing your legs and feet together, have a look and have a smile at your toes and see if they're all in a nice line. And a bit of movement there, perhaps getting some space. Keep the chin carefully down, move the shoulders down, and move the bottom down a little bit, and just extend the heels away from you, the toes in towards you, walk the hands down, with your palms down, and not lifting the chin, not bringing it right down either. So imagine the crown of your head is now in line with the back wall rather than the ceiling. And then as you breathe in, start to lift your arms up, keeping your shoulder blades flat, which is quite helpful, isn't it, when we're lying on the floor. And bring the arms back, and just quietly be aware of what's happened to the body. Can you keep your shoulders from lifting? You can look straight up at the ceiling, or you can close your eyes. And you can still feel that the legs are quite strong. You can still work them still quite hard, and the arms, even though you're lying down. So it can be still a strong posture. Maybe not as much as when we're standing. And then start to bring the arms down. Bring them out to the sides now. See if they're evenly out. Lift the palms up, and again the shoulders nice and flat. You're still working the legs. Opening the backs of the knees. Lifting the front of the knees up towards the thighs. And then starting to bring the arms down. Place one foot on the mat, the other foot on the mat. Bend your knees and roll to the right side. And then quickly to cross the leg in and stretch the arms up. Breathing in and out. Arms down. Crossing the other way. Bring your feet forward. Bring the hands back a little bit. And again, breathe in and lift. Breathing out and down. Start to walk a little bit forward, 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 forward. Just to start to work the hips a little bit. And again, breathe in and lift. Breathe out and down. Stretch the legs out in Dandasana. And stretch up. Lengthen, lengthen, lengthen. And out the legs, feeling very strong. Bring the arms back. Lift one leg and release. Lift the other leg, breathe and release. Bend the knees in, roll them to one side and come up. Couple of sun salutes. So standing at the front of your mat. Good Tadasana, nice and strong. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Breathing out, fingers in line with toes, head down. Breathe in, bring the right foot back, knee down, look up. Retain into plank, strong legs. Breathing out, knees, chest, forehead down. Smoothly into cobra, elbows in, down into dog. And good, strong legs. Breathe in, step forward with the right. Breathe out, left. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Hands into Namaste. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Breathing out, fingers in line with toes, head down. Breathe in, bring the left foot back, knee down, look up. Retain into plank, nice and straight. Breathing out, knees, chest, forehead down. Smoothly into cobra, down into dog, stretch the heels. Breathe in, stretch, left forward, right forward. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Hands in Namaste. Breathing any higher, stretch up and back. Breathing out, fingers in line with toes, head down. Then bring the right foot back, knee down, look up. Retain into plank. Breathing out, knees, chest, forehead down. Breathe in into cobra, out into dog. Step forward right, and then left. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Hands into Namaste. Last one. Any taller. Breathe in, stretch up and back. Breathing out, fingers in line with toes, head down. Breathe in, bring the left foot back. Knee down, look up. Retain into plank, nice and straight. Breathing out, knees, chest, forehead down. Breathe in into cobra, out into dog. Breathe in, left, breathe out right, breathe in, stretch up and back. A little bit more. Hands into Namaste. Good Tadasana now. Just get your breath back. Hopefully you might be a bit warm. And how tall can you stand? Just breathing in, breathing out. And feeling still, although we've been moving quite a lot, quietness inside. Now we're going to get a block. And we're going to put the block between our feet. But have the toes free. So you can press it with the toe mounds, but all the toes should be free, so we're not bringing the feet back too much. Okay. So we're gripping with the ankles and we're trying to lift the inner ankles. So now, are you standing tall? Crown of the head lifted. The chin a tiny bit down. And lifting up with the crown, that part of the head. The collarbones up. The brain down. Quiet. Spreading your toes now. Now, don't go and look because you'll spoil your posture. You have to feel. So, can you grip the inner ankles? So you need to be, we did a lot of work on the core last time. So nice and compact around the hips and the tummy. And can you grip the mat with the inner heels and lift the inner heels a little bit off, just a little bit off the mat. And breathe, don't forget. So look at, find a concentration point straight ahead, it's called a drishti, focus on that. You're gripping. How do the legs feel? Can you activate the thighs? Lift the kneecaps and be compact around the hips and the tummy. Okay, bring the heels down. Okay, start to wiggle the toes so that they're nice and free. Okay, we're going to move the block now to the inner thighs. So, really grip the inner thighs, bring the feet together as much as you can, as if you were trying to push the block back. And imagine I was coming around behind you and pulling, trying to pull that block out. It should be very, very firm. So squeeze it a little bit harder now. And it really does. And have a feel of the thighs. It really activates the thighs very nicely. And then allows the rest of the body to lift. Except for the shoulders, they're nice and relaxed. The arms are by your sides. Down. The crown of the head is lifted. It's a really nice feeling for the legs, isn't it? Now, just get a belt. Come back and secure that block again, and just do a bit of work with the arms. Double the belt and just hold the belt at about shoulder width. Okay, have it between the thumb and the first finger so we can spread the fingers, and just stretch it out in front of you without leaning forward and keeping the shoulders back, keeping everything in line. Again, look at your drishti again. Squeeze the thighs now. Again, squeeze them towards each other as if you were trying to crush that block. Move it back a little bit. And then just float the arms up. Float the arms up. Ah, shoulders down. So because we're so secure in the lower part, we can do a bit of floaty things with the upper body, can't we? Maybe you could even go back a little bit. And if you're so secure, you could look up and go back a little bit, but you've got to squeeze well. So, just a little bit of back work, and then forward again. Up again. Hold it there. Right, we're squeezing, and then we're going over to the right. But both sides are even of the lower body, so you haven't taken more weight onto the right side. Breathe in and lift. Breathe out and go over to the other side. So are you even on the legs? You haven't gone over more on the left side. Breathe in and lift. Shoulders down, arms up. How are we doing? Now pulling, imagine you're pulling the belt, it's elastic and you're trying to stretch it. So a bit of strong work on the arms as well. But how's your inner body? Is it still quiet? And how are the arms starting to feel? Now it's surprising how in a short time you can start to get a bit tired, or you're not working quite so hard. And coming slowly down. Bring the belt behind you now. Pulling down. The block's probably a little bit in the way, so you can move it forward. I'm still squeezing. Pull down. Still about shoulder width. And then pull back. That squeeze. Now, not altering the legs or the hips or anything. You can move back more. It's a nice chest opener. Shoulders working. Spread the fingers now. Breathe. Make sure the chin hasn't jutted out. That tends to happen when we start to move back. So imagine those eyes at the back of your head. Looking at your concentration point as well. You're not lifting your shoulders, are you? And it's quite a lot to think about. And then just carefully release. Okay, put the belt down for a moment. Then we're going to stand on the block, so it's quite nice to have 2 blocks now. And stand on the block, but keep the toes free, so still have the feet together as much as you can, but come forward until the toes are free. Do have a chair near you, because you don't want to be worried about falling or anything, unless you feel totally secure. That's fine. Right, so feel slightly wobbly, but once you get settled, it's quite nice. Again, gripping with the inner ankles a little bit, working the legs. And then once you can line up the whole body, with the ears in line with the shoulders, in line with the hips, knees and ankles, then you can feel extra floaty on the top. So this kind of releases the top body a bit more, I find. So imagine you've got the block between the thighs. Take it from there. Now, can we do a bit of work on the arms and see how that feels? Right. So stretching the arms forward, interlocking, breathing in, breathing out. And lifting. Palms up if you can. Thumbs lightly touching. Little fingers crossed if you can. Palms up towards the ceiling. A little bit floaty. Up. Lift the sides a bit more. But not shoulders. Look straight ahead. slowly down.
20
Change
minutes.
the interlock by moving the other thumb on top. Breathe in, breathing out, extend. And coming up. And lengthen anymore. How floaty can you get? Turn the palms. And on the next out breath. Coming down. How are we doing? Let's just come forward so our heels are on the block. See how that feels. Still lifting up. Take a couple of breaths there. I'll be still quiet inside. And then the last one of these, we're going to just bring the block sideways, and we're going to put just the toes on the block, so you might need a chair here. Feet together, and then we've really got to drop the tailbone, and it's a stretch up on the front of the body, isn't it? The tummy and the chest. It's a lovely stretch for the calves. And can you line up still the ears with the shoulders, hips, knees and ankles? It's a lovely stretch for the back of the legs, particularly the calves. And it's nice and easy now on the top of the body. That's not doing anything. Another 3 breaths. Keep the tail down. Keep compact around the hips. Shoulders released. Keep smiling. Then when you come off and do your normal Tadasana, how wonderful it feels. And you can close your eyes, and it feels very nice. So be thankful for that. So now we're going to do Trikonasana, but a bit differently. We're going to have the arms behind. So nice and wide with the legs. Make sure the toes are lined up in a straight line. Hands on your hips and just feel that compactness there. Turn the left toes in, right toes completely out, and the hips facing front. Okay, we're going to bring our arms behind, interlock, and press down. So the arms are nice and straight, and they're in line with your back. Okay. So we're going to breathe in. As we breathe out, we're going over to the right. Going over to the right, keeping the arms where they are and the head centered. And I should show you the other way around, shouldn't I? So that you'll see what the arms are doing. Just get that. So we're keeping the arms down here, trying to stay lined up, not bring the head forward or anything. And then going over to the right, really pulling down. And there's quite a bit of different work going on, isn't there, to do this? Take another breath or two. So very nice strong legs here. Breathe in and come up. Bring the feet to the front. Turn the other way. Make sure you're centered. Keep the arms back. Breathe in, breathing out. So again, it's cutting this hip in here, isn't it? Moving over to the right as we go over to the left. Keeping our sides straight. There's a tendency to bring the head a bit too far forward. Be careful with your balance with this one. Keep the legs really working straight, the arms straight, looking just straight ahead. Try not to bend the head too much or anything like that. Take another couple of breaths here. Working arms and legs. Breathe in and come up. Bring the feet to the front. Coming to Tadasana. Release the arms. So it's quite a bit of work there on the arms. Just release that at the moment. Have a little wiggle. Can you find the quietness within still, even though it's starting to work a little bit harder? And we're going to do warrior 2. So nice and wide with the legs again, lining them up. Now, keeping all this compact and where it is here, turn the left toes in, right toes out, and without going over to the right, bend the right knee. So it could be almost a right angle if you can, but not any more than that. There's the body to the front. Are we lifting up through the middle? Is this leg very strong? This left one with the outer side of the foot down. Can we stretch the arms? The shoulders down, right through to the fingertips. Have a quick look. The arms are nice and even. Strong legs. Look over to the left and pull over to the left a little bit, and then slowly look over to the right and look at the right arm. Breathe. Come back to centre. Can you keep the arms up and change the legs? Can you turn the body, keep the body to the front? If you want to bring the arms down, then do so. And then keeping this right side where it is, bending the left knee. And then the left knee you always need to bring back, because that knee will always try and take the easy way out and come a bit forward. And we all lined up here as much as we can. I'm not too sure if I am, but we're trying, aren't we? And extend right through to the fingertips. First look to the right, then just look over to the left without going over to the left. Breathe, hold. Breathe in and come up, so the leg, arms down. Okay, to warrior 1 now. Come to the back of the mat. You need to be facing a chair, just in case you need it for the balance. And again, in Tadasana, left foot out a little, toes out a little, step forward with the right. Just first of all extend to the chair, or it could be the wall, and try and bring that right hip back. Now what I want to do is actually lift the back heel this time, so I want to do this differently as well. Get this bend of the right leg in a good angle. Now a very strong leg going back. What I want to do is fold the arms, hold the elbows lightly, or it can be a bit below the elbows. And come up from there. Now keep those legs working, and then just start to come forward a little bit. Breathe. Keep the legs working. And breathing up. Then we turn that into warrior 3. So place your hands on a chair, on the seat first of all, and then bring this right leg back and move back. It was just stay on the seat of a chair. Now try not to lift this hip, or sometimes it can be dropped too much as well, so try and get that straight line with the toes pointing down, and the back heel obviously down now, and a nice strong leg, and hold it there, mainly working on the legs but keeping the arms even. Breathe, and then come down, have a little walk in, walk forward, come up, release, come back again, and we'll do the other side, and the right toes out, left leg forward, forward a little bit more. And start to lift that back heel and have the foot facing forward. Bend the front knee and get that nice angle here. Okay, and when you're balanced, fold the arms the other way over your head. So it's quite a stretch of the body lifting, isn't it? A lot of work on particularly the back leg and keeping the front leg where it should be. And then just coming forward in a straight line. It'll be more work on the front leg now. Come forward, breathe, come back, place your hands on the chair, back foot down and sweep this left leg back, stretch forward, see if you can get that hip in place. You can have a look there, the toes facing down, trying to get some evenness. Quite a bit of work. Straight arms, straight legs, straightening back, what the hips doing. And then carefully come down, bend the knees, walk in. Have a little wiggle. And then we're just going to put our legs up, so a chair will be quite nice. Or you can put your legs up on the wall. As we do, get as close as you can after being sideways. Oh, that'll be really nice. So it's quite nice to do it against the wall actually, but the chair's quite good. But you have to hold the chair just lightly. Get your bottom a little bit more under so the legs are up. And then release from there. You may, if the chair's against something that's quite sturdy, then you'll probably be able to let go. Depending on what the chair's like, these are quite soft, but you might need a cushion or blanket or something there. But now it's really quietening and letting go. Letting go, isn't it? Because even the legs are supported. So there's nothing much to do with the legs, and that's nice after doing a lot of standing. It's always good to get the legs up. And then the hips are nice and heavy, that's all relaxed. And then it depends what you want to do with your arms. I think it's quite nice to bring them just out a little bit with the shoulders down. Also, bringing them above the head is quite nice, with the elbows bent. Just wiggle the shoulders down so that the shoulders are nice and flat. Make sure you have lifted your chin. See how that feels. Maybe it's not comfortable for you. Maybe cactus arms. The elbows bent. That's not, I know, comfortable for everybody either. I'll just bring them down when it's comfortable. Just let the arms go. Let the legs go. Even if you want to put the rest of the cards on the chair, if you've got a chair, that's quite nice. But it is nice to get the whole of the legs up. Either can be done at different times. It's always a lovely posture. And just getting rid of quietness again. And then we're just going to come down from there and roll onto the right side, so we'll wiggle back. And then we're going to do a quarter dog pose. Here I am on my mat, on all fours. So I'm going to come back towards the back of the mat. So we're on all fours. You're going to keep the bottom up and walk forward with the arms and bring the head down. It's good to take glasses off if you're doing this. Bring the forehead lightly on the mat and bring the arms forward. The elbows can be on the mat, but the bottom is up. And you might want to bring the elbows back a bit maybe, see what's comfortable for you. And then just release from there. Just release the legs, the feet. And then start to walk back to child with the toes together, the knees apart. Bring the backs of the hands either side of your feet, drop the head down. Some people like to have a block if it's not comfortable to go down so far. Just letting go there. Some people like to have the block under between the bottom and the heels if the bottom doesn't go down so easily. That's quite nice too. Take another couple of breaths. Then start to bring the arms forward and stretch forward. Start to lift a little, look up. The shoulders back. Get a little bit of stretch of the upper body. Legs nice and released after doing work there. And then starting to bring the hands back. Sitting on your heels if it's comfortable. If you can get some comfort there. If that's not that comfortable for you, then just bring the legs forward into Dandasana.
15.
And then coming up and just doing a little twist on your knees with the feet straight back, arms up, and can you keep your hips centered and doing a little twist to the right with the upper body, and back to centre, a little twist to the left, breathe, back to centre, and get ready for Shavasana. So lying down, make sure you're warm enough. You might want to put something on, or put a blanket, or something around your over your eyes, and lying in your Shavasana. Or if you want to lie with your calves on a chair, that's quite nice again. Getting comfortable. Being aware now how you feel in your body now the work is over. And trying to let go more now. And just really maintaining the quietness here. Just relaxing your legs from your hips right through to the ends of your toes. Just let them go. Release your hips, tummy, upper body, becoming quiet, soft, releasing. your shoulders right through to the ends of your fingers, releasing, letting go. From your fingertips up to your shoulders, heavy, quiet, letting go, still. Quietness and stillness come together. Releasing your face now, your jaw, your tongue, your throat. Your eyes softening down towards your heart center. Your whole face relaxed, releasing any expression. Your face feeling smooth. Releasing your forehead around your hairline, channels of your ears. Letting go, becoming quiet, becoming still. Are there any whispers? If anything's louder than a whisper, just imagine you're saying shh and letting go. Maybe now you can start feeling a little floaty, a little light. There's no tension now. Starting to bring your awareness back into your body. Being aware of the room that you're in, the space that you're taking up, and the space around you. And just taking note of how you feel again. Have a little stretch out of your arms and your legs. And then walking your feet in, bending your knees into your chest, rolling onto the right side, coming up to sitting on a block with your legs crossed, hands in namaste under your breastbone and lifting your spine, relaxing your shoulders. And listening is important when you're speaking to people. We might be talking to people more on the phone these days. And just a couple of tips for being a good listener. Give your full attention to the person speaking. Don't look out the window, over your shoulder, or at something else in the room. Make sure your mind is focused too. It can be easy to let it wander if you think you know what the person is going to say next, but you might be wrong. Listen. Let the speaker finish before you begin to talk. Speakers appreciate having the chance to say everything they would like to say without being interrupted. When you interrupt, it can look like you're not listening. even if you really are. We're always keen to help and give advice. And it's difficult not to start talking earlier than we should. Not all conversations can be 100% inspirational, and you may find some a little boring. But try not to show that, because the things are going to be important to the other person, probably. And let yourself finish listening before you begin to speak. You can't really listen if you're busy thinking about what you want to say next, and that's difficult to do, because obviously you do, and that's what happens. And remember, why do you think we have 2 ears and 1 mouth? So open your eyes now. Namaste. Have a good week.